All right, let's give this a try. So this is the first time we're doing these. So let's talk about this unit, which was ordering sides at angles of a triangle. If you guys will remember, whenever we have our triangle and we have three separate angles, the longest side is across from the largest angle, and the shortest side is across from the shortest angle or smallest angle here. So let's look at how this goes with some problems. Surveyor took some measurements across the river, shown below in diagram. We're told that AC is equal to DF. So these two sides are going to be the same length. Surveyor determined that angle BAC was 29 and that angle EDF was 32. So which of the following can we conclude? Well, it says BC is greater than EF. So we're saying this side is longer than that side. We know that not to be true because 29 is the smaller of the two angles. BC is less than EF. That one's looking pretty good. AC is greater than DE. Well, we know that AC might be smaller than DE, but there's no guarantee there. And that AC is less than DF. Well, AC and DF are told are the same length. So our best option is that BC is smaller than EF. So that one's going to be B. Then scaling triangle ABC. So scaling triangle, all three sides are going to be different. We're told that angle B is 45 degrees. Angle C is 55 degrees. What is the order of side lengths? Order from longest to shortest. Well, first we got to figure out what angle A is. Remember, there's 180 degrees inside of our triangles. So 180 minus 45 minus 55. Whatever we have left over must be angle A. So we'll subtract away those two. That'll leave us with 80 degrees. Or no, ooh. Mr. Rogue is making a mistake already. Maybe, possibly. No, that's 80. So we know what is the order of the side lengths from longest to shortest. Well, 80 is the biggest angle. That means BC is going to be the longest side. And then since 55 is our middle one, that means that AB must be our middle angle. So we're looking for D. In triangle ABC, angle B is an obtuse angle. Which of the following statements must be true? So ABC. AC is the shortest side. Well, not a guarantee because angle B is the biggest angle, which means it's going to be the longest side. And AC is the longest side. It is going to be B. Triangle ABC has the given side lengths, which lists the angles of the triangle from greatest measure to least measure. Well, if we're looking for the greatest measure, it has to be across from the longest side. So that would be angle C. So angle C needs to be our first one, so we can get rid of J and F. Since 18 is bigger than 12, that means angle B will be the middle one. So we're going to go with H. Triangle ABC has the angle measures given. From least to greatest means we need to find the smallest side first. So looking for our smallest angle, which is 50. So that means AB has to be our smallest side. No, look at that. That makes it real easy. Because the only one that has AB as the first one is going to be F. Triangle ABC has the given side lengths, which lists the angles of the triangle in order from least to greatest. Well, if we want, once again, least to greatest, we find our smallest side, which is 8, which means angle C is going to be the smallest angle, so we can get rid of D and A. Since 11 is our medium side, that means angle A needs to be our middle angle, so it's going to be B. Triangle inequality is what we've been talking about already, and we know that our longest side is across from the largest angle, meaning that our shortest side is across from the shortest angle, or the smallest angle. To find the third side of a triangle, we know that we can add together the two shortest sides. That'll give us the upper bound. We can subtract two sides. That'll give us the shorter or small or lower bound. To give us the shorter side, but the lower bound. So remember, if we have 2 out of the 3 sides, we add them together. That tells us how big the third side could be. If we subtract them together, that tells us how small the 2 sides could be. So the figure below is a regular hexagon. What is the length of the diagonal of AC? Well, if it's regular, we know that this one is 4. So that means the other side also has to be 4. Because remember, if we have any regular polygon, that means all the sides are going to be the same length. So we know the 2 sides are 4. So what is the length of the diagonal AC? Well, if we add them together, we get 4 plus 4. So that's going to be 8. So we know that our side is at least smaller than 8. If we subtract them, we know that our third side has to be greater than 0. So we're looking for some number in between 0 and 8. So we know it can't be 8. We know it can't be 12. We know it can't be 8 times square root of 3 because it's going to be larger than 8. So our only possible answer is going to be A. Given triangle ABC with AB being 42 and BC being 20, which the following are possible lengths of AC. So we have our triangle. We got AB, which is 42. We got BC, which is 20. Excuse my handwriting. This is a new toy for me. Oh, it's also a tool. I'm trying to get it down. So we add those together and we subtract them. It means our final answer is going to be somewhere between 22 and 62. So that means 12, nope, 20, nope. Now, since this is just a greater than, it is not a greater than or equal to, it cannot be 22 either, it cannot be 62. So we have our 3 answers in the middle of our possible lengths. Fill in each box with the correct segment. Put the side lengths in order from the largest to smallest. So if we have our triangle, V, W, and X, means we have 50, 48, and 82. So if we want our largest side first, it's going to be across from the 82. So it's going to be WV. Our middle side is crossing the 50. That'll be WX. And our last side, our only one we haven't had, has to be VX. Circle all possible answers. 2 sides of a triangle measure 14 and 8. Ooh. Get rid of that. That was ugly. So we got 14. We got 8. 2, which could be the length of the third side. Well, if we subtract those, we've got 6. If we add them together, that'll give us 22. So anything between 6 and 22, so that means we got 8 all the way to 20, because remember, it can't be 6 or 22, and anything above or below that. Alright, so 2 sides of a triangle have length of 5 and 8, which of the following are possible values for the third side. So we have our triangle, anything between 5 and 8. So that means we're going to add those 2 together. That'll give us 13. Subtract them. Actually, I should do the bigger, smaller, because we want nothing but positive answers. That's going to give us 3. So anything between 3 and 13. So, nope, yes, 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 nope, and nope. So we're looking for 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, it's B. Number 22, triangle RST has the following characteristics. It is a right triangle. ST is the longest side. We always know the hypotenuse is the longest side, so that means that this one has to be R. That's a B. And angle S is 30 degrees. So doing our 180 minus 90 minus 30, we're left with 60 degrees. Which of the following is not true about RST? So angle R is 90 degrees, that is true. Angle R is greater than angle S, that is also true. RT is going to be 1/2 of ST. And then RS is less than RT. So RS is less than RT. Well, if we know that RS is across from the 60, it's going to be the middle side. ST is going to be the shortest side. So RS being less than ST, that is going to be correct also. It's the only thing that's not correct. It's going to be C, that RT is going to be 1/2 of ST, because it'll actually be a little bit longer than that. And triangle ABC. Angle A is going to be 70 degrees. Angle B is going to be 50 degrees. Which of the following must be true? Well, if we do 180 minus 70 minus 50, because remember we got to have 180 degrees inside of a triangle. That means we're going to have 60 degrees here. So that means that BC is going to be our longest side. And this one's going to be the shortest. This one would be the middle. So which of the following must be true? BC is greater than AC. That one would be true. So we can start off there. Let's make sure that ones are wrong at least. AB is less than AC. That's the middle one. That's the shortest one. So no, AC is actually less than AB. AB is greater than BC. Well, that's the middle one. It's not greater than the longest one. And BC being less than AB. We know BC can't be less because BC is the longest side. Ms. Franco is making triangular cement slab and needs to set boards before he can pour the cement. He's already set 2 boards, one of 5 feet and one of 8 feet. What is a reasonable range for the length? So remember, we're going to subtract and add these. So 8 minus 5 is 3. 5 plus 8 is 13. So this is the triangle cement slab. Third board between 3 feet and 13 feet. So it's going to be B. Now, A and C only give us one bound. We know there's got to be an upper and a lower. And D says that it can be 3 or 13, but we know it has to be somewhere in between there. It can't actually be 3. It can't actually be 13. Look at the triangle. What is not a possible value of X? Well, let's see. If our 2 sides are 5 and 4, we can do 5 minus 4. That gives us 1. We can do 5 plus 4. That gives us 9. So we're looking for anything between 1 and 9. So 0 plus 2, that gives us 2. That works out. 3 plus 2, that's 5. That checks out also. 5 plus 2 is 7. That's good. 7 plus 2 is 9. We know it can't be one of our bounds. So D is the only one that does not work. In the figure below, n is a whole number. What is the smallest possible value for n? So we're looking for smallest possible value. Well, we know any 2 sides have to add up to be greater than the third side. So if we did n plus n, we know it has to be greater than 15. So what is the smallest possible? So we have to find something that works for this equation, where n plus n is greater than 15. So 1 does not work, 7 does not work, 8 will work, and 14 will work, but since 8 is the lowest, that's what they asked for, that is what we're going to give them, because we want the smallest possible. On a match, what is the possible distance between Danville and Charlottesville? So, like we've been doing, we have Richmond, we have Danville, we have Charlottesville. Charlottesville is 85 miles from Richmond. Danville is 100 miles from Richmond. So we know if we add and subtract these, it'd be somewhere between 15 and 185. So between 15 and 185, only answer is going to be C. Ooh. Choose all the following that could not be correct side lengths for A, B, C. So let's see what we got. Well, we know that AB is 24. So anything we add together has to be greater than 24. So we have to say that AC plus BC has to be greater than 24. That has to be true. If we add AC plus 24, it needs to be greater than BC. And BC plus 24 has to be greater than AC. So we need to make sure that all these statements are true for it to work as a triangle. So if AC was 14 and 18, well, 14 plus 18 are going to be greater than 24, so that works out. 10 and 14, those are going to be equal to 24, so that one's not looking good. Choose all the following that could not be correct side lengths, so we'll circle B. 20 and 24, well, that checks out for this one. And it's going to work out for the other three as well. So C is good. 20 and 14, once again, that's going to work out also. And E is 16 and 13, so that's going to work out for this one too. So choose all the following that could not be correct. The only answer is going to be B. Two sides of a triangle flower bed measures 3 feet and 12 feet. The length of the third side must be, well, we know we got to add them and subtract them to get our range. So 3 plus 12 is going to be 15. 3 minus 12 is going to be 9. So between 9 and 15 is what we're looking for. Two sides of a triangular playground measure 400 feet. Once again, 400. 150. Add and subtract. That's going to give us 250. And 400 and 150 is 550. So somewhere between there, it's going to be C. Determine if a triangle exists. Bill wants to construct a triangle out of lumber to use as a flower bed. Which of the following purchases should Bill make to make sure he can form a triangle? So remember, any two sides have to add up to be greater than the third side. So if he buys one piece from Building Supply, one piece from Construct, and one piece from House Warehouse, well, if we pick the two short sides have to add up to be greater than the longest side. So 5 plus 8 is not going to be greater than 15, so A is not going to work. Let's look at B. One piece from Building Supply, one piece from House Warehouse, and one piece from Lumber World. Well, the two short sides are 10 and 15, and those do not add up to be greater than 15, so B is also not going to work. C, buy one piece from Construct, one from House Warehouse, one from Lumber World. Two short sides are 8 and 15, 8 and 5. We add those together, it's going to be greater than 10, so C would work. And D, two pieces from House Warehouse, so 5 and 5, and one from Lumber World. The two 5s are not going to add up to be greater than 10. So the only option is C. Which set lengths could be lengths of the side of a triangle? Remember, add up the two short sides to make sure they are greater than the longest side. So 1 plus 2 greater than 3. That's a no. 6 plus 6 greater than 14. That is also going to be a no. 7 plus 24 greater than 25. That one is going to work out, so that's good. And 10 plus 20 is not greater than 30. Which of the following measures cannot be the lengths of three sides of a triangle? Well, we're looking for ones that cannot be, so we're looking for two short sides that do not add up to be greater than our longest side, and that looks like C is going to work out because 4 plus 5 is not going to be greater than 9. This does not work out. So that means C is not going to work. Cannot. And last problem. Jolie had 5 lengths of plastic straws with which to make a triangle. The lengths of the straws were 1, 3, 5, 8, and 11. Which 3 straws could she use? Now I ask once again, is 1 plus 3 greater than 5? The answer there is no. So A does not work out. Is 3 plus 5 greater than 8? That's also going to be a no. Is 1 plus 5 greater than 11? That's going to be a no. And is 5 plus 8 greater than 11? That is true, so D is going to work out. All right, so hopefully that helped you with anything you had any questions on. This is new technology for me, so hopefully my handwriting gets better. I know it's probably really ugly, but in the coming weeks, we'll be using this a lot for me to show you how to work out some of these problems you're going to be trying on your own. So hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time.